H&L presents the grand finale, part 32B, the grand finale. As I went on to the main floors, to the insurance side and their allies of the castle, I confronted the last of the former silver merchant powers, the Bahara, led by Alex Suma, and the Bashar Magazine, led by Perth. I confronted them. I told them, I do not wish to fight you. Dissolve your people and live under my rule. I promise you peace and a new age of utopia for all. And then Perth was like, never. Power End, Postboxer and Denny were looking for a fight. And Alex Suma said, if I defeat you and your sword after you've cut down so many others, I will indeed fulfill my dream of being the strongest woman in the strongest woman in all the universe. And I was like, that is your goal? To be the strongest female warrior in all the universe? Fools. That is the reason why we have chaos. Everyone wants to prove themselves by fighting. Prove themselves to have the strongest army or the strongest person in the universe. This is why there will never be peace in the universe. By your petty ambitions. How many people must die and suffer before you're satisfied? And then I summoned the sword of Utopia out. And I said, I will beat you. And after I beat you, you will never again rise up to face me. And Perf Ant and Alex Suma said, you think so? And then they charged at me with their weapons. I rolled over and dodged and started attacking them and their forces. And Power Ant, Boxer, and Daniel trying to attack me. Daniel trying to move quickly with his doubles, but I dodged them. Boxer trying to dodge me, but I dodged all his chops like that and attacked him with my sword. Power Ant was trying to use his power fist at me, but I deflected them and kicked him in the gut, and I kicked him in his head, knocking him out. And then I used my sword to wipe out all of Alex Suma's weapons somehow, and I pushed her back with my sword. I defeated the power of Perf Ant with my sword and used a Androsica attack against him, knocked him out instantly. And sooner or later, I overcame both Danny and Alex Suma, Post Boxer and Power Ant, and I defeated Perf and the last of the magazine, never to rise again. After such time, I moved on to the next floor, where I'll face the builder, who was led by Sim, Leonard E, and G.E. Bullard, Jumbe, and his cousin Taro. Jumbe is like, oh, the floor has made it this far. I was certain that he would be stopped by the Madonians, or even by Perth after exhaustion. Something must have happened. And Taro said, those Baja Pankaran and that stupid fool Maverick and his forces were traitors. If they fought hard, the floor would have been defeated by now. And then G. Bullet said, let me fight him. I itched for a good fight. And Sim said, the golden age of Battlecon might not have happened, but you're not going to stop cloning up. Their vision for the universe is right. What do you say? That vision for the universe that they have was stolen from me by their father. The father lied and saw the vision in which I would have had if I ruled the universe prior to the Great War, as I was controlled by chaos to believing a hypothetical situation. He saw through all of this and decided to steal my vision for the universe as his own and embedded it with his children. So I'm here to reclaim my galaxy, my vision back. And Leonard E was like, so you hear sowing chaos? We will sow the peace. And I rebuked him and said, the chaos, this peace is false. You only united because you fear me and my forces. The minute that I'm gone, you lot will fight once again at each other's throats for peace. For a piece of the pie and for rulership of the universe. Look how quickly you've forgotten about your ambitions. I am here to ensure that you will never have ambition again. And after Guardian Sims chain blades and defeating Leonard E, and overpowering G Bullard, and beating down Jumbie to never rise again, and dodging Toro's arrows and knocking her out. Sim was defeated, and I told Sim, return to Batalica and live your lives in peace. I sure you want to die peacefully like your aunt. And Sim cursed the very heaven that he was under, and reluctantly ran away. After the Bills run, I then confronted the Johnson that was led by J.S. Johnson, his mother Pina, Clarence J.S., and Golden S. and Buster, and all of their forces and Max. I dodged these Max and used my great powers and exploded my powers to destroy the enemy Max that was surrounding me and bombarding me. Then J.S. Johnson came with his forces and his strength to attack me. I dodged it with my sword, and I beat up Buster that was old and riddled by years of war. And after confronting him, he died by my sword. And then I beat back Golden S, the last of Colonel Daniel's troops. And then I defeated Clarence and Pino and forced them back. J.S. Johnson thought I killed his mother, but I only defeated her, so she was good enough to return to her home galaxy, never to rise again. But he believed I killed his mother, and so this young buck tried to fight me. And I said, no, I didn't do it. But anyway, we confronted each other strong. J.S. Johnson was planning everything he had in this battle, but I overcame him, and he was defeated. After that, I've gotten past the Johnson, and moved towards the Guardian. Well, after some time, after defeating Homer by using his big tallness against him, I defeated Turquoise, who was upset, but he was defeated. I defeated Poe Guardian and Client, the children of Guardian elites. And Carl Guardian, of course, did not fight, and he surrendered and vowed, we will stay in our galaxy like you say. We'll never return. Please, spare our lives. And I said, get out of here. And then they went. Finally, at last, I reached the Colonian clan. As I entered the place, and I saw Justin, Alexander Colonial, and the silver destiny sword. I went up to confront them and said, you two have stolen my vision for the universe and united the universe out of fear, but I will unite the universe for the sake of peace and righteousness. Give up now, for I've cut down most of the universe. And then suddenly I was ambushed by Polly Imperial, Sharon Imperial, and Connor State Kona, and Leno. They outnumbered me, and with all their forces and mechs and strong. Leno, who had planned this whole thing, said, thank you. We were well of the possible ambitions of many others. We thank you for cutting them down. Now if you hang over that sword and surrender, we promise to spare your life. And I was like, so, you think you're going to use me as a pawn to serve your own purposes? You underestimate me. Now come and fight me. And Justin said, you will have to fight all of us first, for we are united. And Alexander said, Andrew LaFleur, if you want this universe, you have to care for our cold, dead hearts. And I obliged him and said, none of you will leave this room alive, for you are all traitors. And for the sake of peace in the universe, the colonial name will fall here. And then I charged them, and I dodged Stakeholders slash attacks. I also dodged Sheraton Imperial's blast and Poly Imperial's blast. I dodged Big Leno's giant sword, and I did fist fighting with Alexander, and I dodged the slashes of the Silver Destiny Sword Utopia as they clashed. There was a big force that happened afterwards, and then I was running around dodging the enemy troops and slashing them and destroying their mechs. Mechs were exploding everywhere, and I vowed that I will destroy them. And then I saw an opening. It was my Androsica attack, and I blasted at a vulnerable Alexander, but Leno stood in the way. I took the blast head on, and he dropped his sword, collapsed on his knees, looked up, and died, taking a hit for Alexander. Alexander vowed for vengeance. As Sharon and Cole Stick now, the two females, surrounded me and started to grab me. And so I shrugged them off as Poly Imperial was trying to use a sword to slash me. And then I went up and I did my little mid-air sword attack. And then my backflip, killing off 3 of them instantly, thus leaving the twins left. And so I faced them as they hold the sword together. And the two most powerful swords in the universe, the Sword of Utopia and the Silver Destiny Sword, were clashing. I was determined to defeat these foes and reclaim my empire and establish utopia and peace. And there's an opening. As the sword was being transferred from Tristan to Alexander, I saw an opening. Alexander trying to push the sword away, but I kicked him in the face. After I kicked him in the face, I grabbed the sword of Utopia. And Tristan trying to grab his sword again, but I slashed Tristan across his chest. And he got down and said, brother, I. And then he died. And I grabbed my sword Utopia, Alexander, and his Silver Destiny sword. And I told him, it's not too late for you to surrender and bury your dead loved ones and live your life in peace. And Alexander said, never. I'll never surrender to the Floors. I'm a colonial descendant. I will never surrender. Prepare yourself. And so I was like, okay, you won't surrender, then I'll cut you down. Then our swords clashed. As they clashed, the sparks from the sword started to put the flames here and there in the castle. And then we started to do this and that, and this and that, and this and that. And then we moved our swords quickly, like the speed of sound. Sonic booms were everywhere. Glass was being burst open and breaking. And then I got an opening. I did a split and slashed Alexander in the torso. Alexander was injured. And then I took the time to spin around, decided to slice his head off. But he used the Silver Destiny Sword to launch a colonial blast. I did my Androsica blast, and the blast was strong. I pushed both of us back. And then we used both into different sides, different ends in the room. And then we got up and we charged each other one last time. And shoop! My sword connected with him while I dodged their sword. And Alexander took his sword down to try use it as a cane. But he turned around, twisted around and died. And said, Father, Mother, Brother, everyone, I feared you. Andrew the Floor, rule this universe for the sake of the people. And then he died. Now it's like, of course I rule the universe for the sake of the people. My dream is so great that you were willing to steal it for your own purposes. And then as I was about to leave, after completing my mission, then a presence appeared. It's none other than Colonial himself, my old nemesis. And he said, I know for sure that you don't want to end it like that. I know that you want to face me as your fan opponent. He took up his sword and said, come at me. If we want to end it all, we'll end it together. And I said, Colonial, this time I will send you to hell and you will never escape. And then we ran each other, we faced each other, we clashed, we blasted each other, we dodged our attacks, we hit each other, we had fist fights. And as my blast connected with his, and his blast connected with mine, we blasted each other out. And then we got back up and blasted each other and ran up between our blasts for extra energy. And we overcame our blast and locked swords. But my will and the sword of Utopia was strong. And I pushed them back and blasted the ultimate attack, the Utopian blast, where it was at full power. And this was enough to kill Colonial once and for all and send them back to hell in which he began. And after that, it was all over. At long last, the universe finally belonged to me and my forces. Androsica, the one empire that assured peace in the universe. The only time the universe was truly at peace was re-established. Sometime later, after the castle was renewed, I stood there on my throne with my sword like this. Everyone Mary and General were on my left and right. And in the rows like that were Hugh and Angelo, and then the sillier people, Fark and Richie, and back at them was Maverick and Christina, and back at them was Lord, Molo, and Kelly. They were my elite officers in my new empire. And I looked on and I said, so this is as good as it gets. With that ends the last Heroes and Legends story. On the 14th, yesterday, was the 14th Empire. Days later, in the story time, came the 15th Empire, which today is July 15th. The last empire, the Androsica Empire, ruled by yours truly. It has been a very fun time with you all, and I thank you for your support in my stories. In the future videos I will do will be blogs about current affairs in my life personally and in the world. But I encourage you all to live for Christ, surrender unto Him, and He will indeed give you desires of your heart. You might not rule the universe, but you will have peace of mind, and most importantly, salvation in Jesus Christ. God bless, and goodbye.